So the tuition at Stanford and Harvard is already at 70,000 a year. Do you think it will go up next year? I bet. Let me explain to you why. My name is Cheng Liu. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I used to be a professor at Northwestern University. Today I've been working on a new series about the upcoming gig economy and what it will do. But it's given me a lot of time to think about what is going to happen to universities in the United States, and especially how the tuitions are going to change. And let me explain to you why I think the tuition will skyrocket. So, first of all, let me explain to you how the US universities work. I used to be a professor for 22 years. I know how universities work in a way that not many people know. So, this is a school in the United States. Okay, it could be Stanford, it could be Wesleyan, it could be Harvard, any school. A school has to have income. The income mostly come from tuitions from students. International students pay full tuition, domestic students, etc., etc. And another part of the income is alumni donations. So this part makes up the major income source of a university. Where does the money go? Well, the university pays most of the money to staffers, deans, department chairs, star professors. They get paid a lot. Their salary is really high. So this is a balance of in and out. So what does the university produce? Well, the university produce two things. One is graduates. Okay, universities produce diplomas. Is a printing shop for a lot of different kinds of diplomas, and the graduates go to industry. So this is where the university having a relationship with the United States industry. Another source of output is the faculty research. The research turns into patents, which can affect universities' interaction with industry. So, in the overall scheme of things, this is how a balanced system should work. Uh, the income, the expense, and the output. But what happens is not so smooth. In the past, let's say 20 years, a lot of things has happened. The three major events, 9/11, 2001, the Wall Street bailout, 2008, and the most recent trade war between the US and China, which is going to cause a major decoupling. It's not going to be smooth, but eventually the US economy and the China's economy and the supply chain will decouple. Exactly how it's going to work is unknown. So with this timeline, I want to point that not many people know that the faculty productivity has been dropping steadily since 2001. Since 2001, the spending of federal research is about the same, but the number of faculties have increased. So faculty spend a lot of time trying to get money. And when they spend a lot of time trying to get research funding, they're not spending time producing good results, as can be expected. Another good trend that happened for the US in the past 50 years, since 1969, the founding of Intel, is what's called the Moore's Law. Moore is the name of Gordon Moore, the founder of Intel. Moore's Law says that the computer chip power doubles every 1.5 years. This has been amazing. But since about 2016, the computer chip line spacing has reached about 7 nanometers. To get smaller is possible, but it's getting more and more less economical. The return over investment is getting much, much smaller. It will not, I mean, the Moore's Law will not die, but it's going to get harder and harder. When the Moore's Law virtually stops, it's going to have a hardcore impact on the US economy because a lot of the US economy is driven by Silicon Valley, by IT revolutions, by productivity increases. But when the Moore's Law and the chips industry starts to slow down, the US economy and the overall US industry will have a major hit. Our salary is already at the highest among many countries. The third trend is a population trend. The population in the world has been increasing, and all these people need jobs. All these people need to go to schools, and they all need some occupation. Since 2008, a major change has happened that impacted the US economy and university in a drastic way. Since 2008, a lot of manufacturing job has been going over to China, and a lot of international students have been going to the United States, to the extent that if you look at my map, the distance between U.S. industry and U.S. faculties are being stretched further and further because their manufacturing is done in China. It's not in the United States. What the faculty does research at MIT doesn't really affect how they operate. Okay, and the students coming to the United States has increased the school's income tremendously. Well, after they leave, after the decoupling, it's going to be really painful. So I hope you understand that this means something major is coming to the United States universities. And after the COVID-19 situation, after 2021, the definition of jobs in the United States is going to change. The definition of teaching is going to change because of the popularity of World Wide Web, and Wikipedia and stuff like that. The definition of science is going to change because science requires patient input from the society. And demand is going to change because a lot of the societal market demand comes from advancement of technology. When the Moore's law stops advancing, a lot of demand will slow down. And jobs will forever change because of automation, because of what Andrew Yang said. So what is going to happen? Comparing what it is now to the post 2020 world, I believe that the school's income would drastically reduce. The alum donation will reduce because personal wealth is affected by the stock market, I believe. Okay, and faculty salary, you can't change that. Admin salary you can reduce, but really, they're hard to change unless there's a major revolution. So what happens is that the tuition has to change. Okay, the good thing after 2021 is that the United States universities and US faculties might work closer together, but it doesn't affect the diploma arm. I suspect that the only way the universities will do is to drastically increase their tuition to maybe around 120,000 per year. And this will be dramatically bad for the middle class. I want to explain to you about this so that you would understand as a student, as a parent, as an entrepreneur, what is about to happen to technology, to education, to your bills. I hope you enjoy this. Again, my name is Chang Liu. I was a faculty. I spent many years doing entrepreneurial work. So I understand both sides of the coin, the business side and the academia side. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.